Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I hope you all had a great weekend, a great Mother's Day holiday that you celebrated as well, whether in spirit or in person. So now we're going to get started. It's Monday morning. Looking forward to this next half an hour of enjoying our special guests. I'm Roz Lewis, President and CEO of the Greater Women's Business Council. And we're so happy that you are able to join us this morning for our mornings with GWBC. So do you have your cup of coffee or your tea or that smoothie, that wake up smoothie to get your energy going? So we want you to sit back and relax for the next 30 minutes as we bring you great information from our special guests. And of course, we're going to do a top 10 countdown of subjects related to construction, because that is the theme that's happening, these days, is how do you get involved in all the projects that are happening and going on, as well as that Macy's gift card that we give away at the end of the show. But also we want you to pay attention to some special announcements we have about the upcoming WeBank conference. So please follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. We're trying to get our Instagram followers up. So please join us on that. Believe it or not, even if you don't use it personally, it is something to stay engaged with what's happening with GWBC. And so we always want to hear how you're doing. So please do that on any of our social media channels that we have. And now to introduce our special guest today, we have Stephanie Lee, and she is the Supplier Diversity and Community Outreach Manager for McCarthy Building Companies. And she leads McCarthy's Atlanta Supplier Diversity Program. So she's responsible for supporting their Atlanta project teams through innovative solutions in leveraging suppliers, as well as engage regional and national efforts for the company. And so she also oversees the Partner Development Program. And she is a small business advocate who is passionate and committed to educating and creating innovative platforms for small, minority, and women-owned businesses. And in 2020, she was recognized as a game changer in the entrepreneurial field and invited to the White House to speak on creating opportunities through supplier diversity initiatives. And then we have Stephen Bowden, who is the Preconstruction Manager for McCarthy. And he has been in commercial construction industry in both operations and pre-construction for 15 years and has been with McCarthy for 4 years. And he has 3 active kids who keeps him busy, I'm sure, who are involved in a lot of youth sports. And he and his wife, Megan, have been married for 13 years and live in Brookhaven. Very nice area, very familiar with that. And believe it or not, okay, we need to ask, where were you born? He is an Atlanta native, because nowadays there's so many people that have moved here, that transplants is what we call them, have moved here from other places to the city of Atlanta. But he's a native and he's enjoying golfing, outdoors, and coaching. And more importantly, coaching his son's baseball teams. So welcome, both of you. We're so glad to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Glad to be here.
Good, good. So let's get right to our questions. Let's go ahead and get started. So we know over the past 2 years, right, and trying to manage through COVID, I mean, how are your construction teams doing, and what effect, has this had on them, more importantly, and how have you all reacted to it? McCarthy reacted to it, because everybody may have done different things.
It's been a big challenge. We're seeing it right now still in supply chain and availability of materials and lead times and all of those fun things. But Our teams they've stayed proactive, and we're making sure that when we understand those lead times, we're communicating it to our clients and either building that time into our schedules or working with suppliers to maybe find an alternative product to meet their schedules. So that's been a big challenge. But one thing McCarthy did is some other construction markets slowed down a little bit, and McCarthy's involved in renewable energy. And so we saw that there was going to be a big need in that market. So we actually had some of our most successful years, our highest revenue in years during COVID because of our work in the renewable market. And now coming out of COVID with us being so involved in healthcare, all the hospital systems are kind of figuring out life after COVID. So that was one of the things that we really did is we were just there to be a partner and to help our clients. So if they needed to set up temporary kind of COVID triage areas, we got a lot of our temporary partitions and things that we had in storage. We mobilized our teams to help our hospital partners and get them set up on that. And we wanted to show our clients that we were there to help. And so we kind of stepped in and reacted whatever need that they had.
Wow, that's interesting that you said you all somewhat, I guess, swiveled or pivoted to renewable energy, which you're right, it's a smart thing. So I'm assuming you all are going to stay in this arena as well. It's just the diversification of what you all offer now.
Yes, I mean, renewables was something that we had always done, but we just refocused during the pandemic. And so, I mean, the unique thing about the renewable energy market for us is that we self-perform almost the entire scope of work. I mean, we'll do electrical up through site work, and we probably wouldn't do fencing or some of the road work, but it just allows us to keep our folks busy. And at a time when other folks were kind of in other industries were getting laid off, we were able to keep our folks employed, and honestly, we're going out and seeking additional help in hiring. So it was a net benefit all around.
Oh, okay. All right. So what advice would you give to our women businesses? I mean, we have, believe it or not, construction is probably number 3 for us. The number of women businesses that are certified at GWBC that are in construction. Of course, that's from engineering to general contracting to drywall to roofing, street paving, even those huge pylons. So what advice would you give them?
Stephanie, you want to take that one? Are you there, Stephanie?
Uh-oh, is she there?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Just
say that again, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, as far as it was just advice for women businesses. For me, from my standpoint on the pre-con side, I would just say, just be responsive and available. It's really frustrating when we're working with a trade partner, and this is across any company. A lot of times we'll have folks that it's hard to get a hold of them. They say they're going to price something, they're going to bid something, and then when we get close to bid day, that they don't follow through with it. So that would probably be my number one thing, is just stay true to your commitments and be responsive, and even honestly with communication, being proactive is really helpful as well.
And so when you're saying proactive communication, even if, let's just say, you know what, I'm going to deliver the wood on Tuesday, but if I get word from my supplier early enough that that's not going to happen, then you want to know that in advance so that you all can prepare your schedules, and that's the supply chain effect of that as well.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's all about communication. If we know about an issue like that ahead of time, then we can all work together and come to a solution that's going to be good for everybody. But it's just communicate. I can't emphasize it enough.
Okay. Stephanie, do you have any comments?
I think Stephen mentioned communication, and that's definitely key.
All right. What about are there any type of specialties that you all are looking for, especially in today's market? Is there certain criteria they have to have, with sustainability, things of that nature? Are we talking about, do they need to be LEED certified? Are there any other type of certifications that any of the companies need?
Yeah, I mean, LEED it's been prevalent in the construction industry for years. You're not seeing it as much now. I think the industry has kind of undergone a movement where sustainable practices are just integrated into what we do every day.
Okay.
And as far as any certifications or anything like that, I mean, it's really kind of a case by case basis depending on what we do. But I mean, McCarthy is, whether our job has a diversity participation goal from the owner or not, McCarthy is going to have an internal goal on every job, and that's something that Stephanie and her group have been leading, and so it's important. I mean, Stephanie's development program that she's working with firms currently on. I mean, it just shows that McCarthy is committed to diversifying the companies that we want to help these companies grow. We just don't want to check a box and meet a goal. That's not the purpose of what we're trying to do. We want to help these companies grow and develop and be successful.
All right.
So is there like any experience requirement? Because some of our, WBEs could have just started, their business. Are you all looking for 2, 3, 5 years of experience? What type of track record are you looking for?
I mean, it's really probably more important just that they're knowledgeable. I mean, just because they're inexperienced doesn't mean they don't know what they're doing and they're not knowledgeable. I mean, that's probably the more important thing, is that they can demonstrate the competency. And in the case of a newly formed company, we'll probably try and find the right opportunity, something where they can show us what they can do and how well they can perform. And then as they're successful on those, we could start to look at bigger opportunities. But experience, like I said, just to kind of sum it up, experience isn't necessarily a criteria that we use. It's just more about the competency, because every company had to start somewhere.
Right.
And we're not going to say a company has to have 5 years experience before they can work with us, because then we're potentially missing out on a really good partner.
Very good. Very good. Stephanie, are there any special supplier diversity training initiative programs that McCarthy is doing to support minority and women-owned businesses?
Yeah, I'm happy to say that in 2020, McCarthy established its McCarthy Partner Development Program in Dallas, Texas. And we launched the program here in Atlanta in January. So I'm very happy about that, and I'm still excited about that. So the program is a 10-month program that focuses on optimizing the core business skills of the program participants. We have 22 businesses currently in the program, and the goal of the program is to enhance the business practices and provide additional training to help the participants be high-performing business partners, not only for McCarthy, but also for other entities that they want to do business with. It'll also give them an opportunity to deepen and develop their relationships with the McCarthy team members, and then learn about McCarthy's current and future opportunities. And then it provides a networking opportunity for them to, not only with McCarthy team members, but also with their fellow participants. So I like to say that the program creates a great pathway for the businesses to successfully do business with McCarthy.
Yeah, very good. So, and the good news about that gives you a chance to kind of be a little bit more forensic about what's going on within those businesses as well, to see where they may need some support, for growth and making a stronger, hopefully, supply chain. Yeah. So what would you say are any opportunities today, with McCarthy? Are there any projects that are going on right now that our WBEs could possibly start getting prepared for or should be getting prepared for? You mentioned earlier, communication is key and how important it is. But when those RFPs are due, that they're submitting on time and responding on time. Even if they choose not to participate, they should still respond.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of opportunities. Hartsfield is all, there's always work at Hartsfield Jackson. We've done a lot down there. We most recently, the most visible job that we did recently was the canopies over the roadways at the airport. That was a JV.
Okay.
Very successful project for us. And any kind of projects of size that are coming up, we're looking at with our JV team. So there, at some point this year, I think it's going to be later in the year, but Concourse E modernization is going to come out. That's going to be a very large job. Basically just renovating the entire e-concourse. So
okay.
There's going to be a lot of opportunity there. We're currently working on a generator replacement project for 3 of the concourses, I believe, and there's 2 more of those coming out. Those are heavy in the electrical scope, but there would be some opportunities for things like signage and if there's any drywall or roofing companies on the call. Those are the kind of the main scopes there. And then there's a fire life safety project that is currently, we're waiting to hear. We're very optimistic about it, and we should hear possibly as soon as this week. So we would work on procuring that one, and that's essentially bringing all the life safety systems in the building up to code, but it touches a lot of scopes of work, signage, doors, drywall, paint, flooring, a lot of finished trades in that one, in addition to some electrical and fire protection work. So there's always a lot out there, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities. So I would highly encourage anybody, if they've done work out at Hartsfield, please reach out and let us know. And it's a little bit different animal out there as far as doing work, but we're committed to bringing companies with us out there and kind of showing them how to be successful and how to be profitable at Hartsfield. So we also have the Walton County Public Safety Complex. So that's a JV with Barnsley, and that's a new kind of, I think it's 5 different buildings out in Walton County. And it is our job. We were successful in the pursuit of that one. So there'll be definitely an opportunity there. Again, that's going to touch almost all of the trades. And so that one will be coming up to procure in a couple months. So it's not that far off. So that's one we definitely would welcome folks to reach out, and we can put you in touch with the team. And then healthcare, there's always healthcare projects. We're currently pricing a project called Piedmont Cartersville. It's a vertical addition. So we're hopeful on that one as well. But we've got a bunch of negotiated work with Northside Hospital coming up, both on their main campus and at some of their satellite campuses. Emory, we're pricing some Emory work right now. We're kind of in the budgeting stage right now, but we're going into the hospital addition that was completed a few years ago that we actually, McCarthy actually did that big addition. And now we're going in, and there's some shell space in there that we're going in and building out for Emory. So there's a lot, it's again, that's going to be one that touches just about all of the trades, maybe not the structure trades as much, but all the finished trades and mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. So there's always a lot of opportunity. Precon is very busy, which is a good thing, but it'd be nice now and again to get a little break and a little lull in some of this action, but it's an exciting time. And we have more opportunities. We've been fortunate enough where we've actually started being able to pick and choose a little bit of the opportunities that we want to pursue, because we've just been very fortunate to be able to look at some of these projects, and very fortunate to win some of them and to negotiate some of them. So I can't say there's one specific trade or a handful of specific trades that we're looking for. I mean, we're really open to just finding some good partners that we don't want to be transactional. We want to, when we put the time into meeting someone and vetting them out and everything, we're doing it because we want a long relationship with those folks. We don't just want to do one job. And like I said earlier, we don't want to check a box. That's not what we're in the business of. We want to create relationships.
Well, I tell you,
in addition to what Stephen said, as far as trade partners, we also have opportunities with promotional items, with catering. So things, outside of the trade realm too. So we also
our marketing folks are always looking for new ideas and promo area. And I mean, we cater lunch a good bit for meetings for clients, internal meetings. And I think our group would like to start seeing some diversity, at least in the selection of the type of food, because we tend to
okay.
only order a couple things. So
okay, got you.
Yeah.
No, this is great.
Go ahead, Ross.
Yeah. No, what were you getting ready to say, Stephanie?
No, I was just gonna say the good thing about GWBC is I have reached out to you guys several times looking for WBEs for a lot of the opportunities that we look for, and I'm happy to say that you all have a quick turnaround when it comes to returning us with the list. So I definitely appreciate GWBC for being a good partner and providing us with a good list of WBEs.
Well, you're welcome. And the person you can really thank is Pat Agard, the EAA. She's the one who does all the work. I just get to look over the list. And now she's pretty much a pro where she's like, sometimes she doesn't even need me to look over the list. She just says, all right, this is good. I'm sending it. So thank Pat. Yeah, Pat, for that and the team. So really appreciate the fact of these opportunities. And I'll tell you, Stephen, everything you name, I was writing down feverishly, I'm like, I'm about to run out of page, is the fact that we do have WBEs in this space. And these are even larger WBEs that would definitely be able to do it. Your roofing, your drywalling, I'm almost sure, paving, those type things we do have. So we definitely want you to let us know, so we can go ahead and get them prepared as well, for you all. And we'll look for some caterers so you can have a diverse menu of options as well. And then definitely on the promo side and the printing side, I don't think people think of that so much in construction, but right, I can think of some great printers that we have too. So what is your favorite quote? Both of y'all, that's one of the things we always ask is what's your favorite quote, just to kind of get a little more familiarity with our guests today. So Stephanie, what's yours?
So my favorite quote is, I have to pull it up.
She pulled up a slide with it, Stephanie.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see that.
I don't know what's going on with my computer.
Oh no. So you want me to, well, I can tell you what it's saying. Basically, if you want me to go ahead and share
there we go.
for you, since you're having, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, I got it. So my favorite quote is, follow your passion, it will lead you to your purpose. And that is something that I have lived by for a very long time after talking with my pastor, just about figuring out my life and figuring out my career. And that was one thing he always said, what are you passionate about? And follow that, and that will lead you to your purpose. So this is a quote from Oprah. So when I saw that she had a quote like that, I was like, okay, well, the Lord is leading me in the right way.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And Stephen, what is yours?
I found this one and just kind of, for me, put things into perspective, but imagination is everything. It's the preview of life's coming attractions. And that was from Albert Einstein. It just kind of, something that I've tried to focus on in my life recently is just looking ahead. You know, what has happened or what's in the past, great learning opportunities, things like that. But your focus should really be on what's ahead, what's coming ahead. And, you know, imagination obviously should play a large part in that. I mean, a lot of times as adults, we lose sight of imagination that we had when we were kids and playing pretend and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I thought this kind of put things in perspective for where I am in both my personal life and my career at this point is looking ahead and having some imagination be part of your everyday.
Yeah, I agree with you on that as well. You know, I always say, immediately when I think of that, I always refer to Disney, right? And think about all what he did. And the imagination, you know, of course, it started with a little mouse, but more importantly, just look at those type things and understand how important it is. And then the imagination, how do you change that into a dream? Then it then becomes your reality. So thank you, both of you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you all have heard from two great representatives of McCarthy Building Companies. We're so excited to have you all here today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. And we know how busy you are now just because of the projects you just rattled off. So again, thank you for sharing this information with our women businesses. We will be following you up. Keep the requests coming. We're really looking forward to those as well. So please give them a round of applause in the chat. Please give them a round of applause. And up next is our top 10 countdown of resources that you can use. And just listening to him, we want to make sure that you all have these resources. Also keep in mind, you're going to be able to get a copy of this Mornings with GWBC. So if you missed something, we'll definitely follow up with you regarding that. So thank you. Okay, so let's talk about the top 10 countdown. All right, so National Association of Women in Construction, that's number 10. Number 9, Professional Women in Construction. Number 8, Women Construction Owners and Executive, WCOE. These are all organizations that you need to be familiar with. Women and this is the National Electrical Contractors Association, and that was something Stephen mentioned earlier in one of those projects. The Women's Founders Network is number 6. Number 5, federal contracts for women-owned businesses. So think about those if you're eligible for them, you know, through the WSB certification is something you really want to think about and consider for that. Number 4, business crowdfunding. You know, this is just another option as far as raising funds or capital for your business as well. Number 3, what are business grants and are they taxable? I think that's very important that you know that before you investigate any grants for your business. And number 2 is also about our GWBC radio show. You know, this is an opportunity for our women businesses who have 20 minutes to broadcast about your business, what's happening, or even tips that you have for any other women businesses out there, minority or small businesses. So please go to gwbcradio.com, or more importantly, on Fridays when we send out our e-blast, sign up. Ladies, this is the last year that it will be free. So keep that in mind as we will start charging in 2023. So now you got a free marketing opportunity. And then number 1 is the fact that we are going to be hosting the WBEs National Conference right here in our backyard on June 7th through the 9th at the Georgia World Congress Center, where we're expecting over 3,000 women businesses and corporations from all over the country to come and visit here in Atlanta. So we encourage you to sign up now and register now. It is open. It's going to be a little bit different, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute when we do our announcements. But this year is going to be the first time we're going to be doing a whole different process and engagement for our women businesses. Remember that this is the first year that we will have been together since 2019. So don't delay, please register, because registration closes on May 30th. At least online registration closes on May 30th. All right, so we hope you've been able to incorporate at least 3 of these top 10 countdowns that are going to benefit your business. And now let's get to the raffle. It's time for the raffle. So let's see who the lucky winner is. Okay, Sherelle has sent that to me. And the lucky winner is Beth Levine of Multimedia Promotions. So congratulations, Beth. We hope you enjoy your Macy's gift card. And thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate that too. So we've really enjoyed our time with you today, but we got a couple of announcements. We really want to thank McCarthy Building Companies, more importantly, Stephen and Stephanie, for joining us this morning, giving us great information about what's happening as far as their projects are concerned. And up next, one of the things we're having is the next mornings with GWBC, which is going to be May 23rd, featuring our guest, Wells Fargo. So go ahead and register for that event as well to learn what's happening with Wells Fargo. I will tell you, there are some great opportunities that are coming up. I will say it is specific to Atlanta and Charlotte. So I would encourage you all to sign up for that opportunity that Wells Fargo will be talking about. And for those of you who have already registered for the WBEs conference, remember there is a virtual orientation that's going to take place this year. Normally that orientation is at conference. This year, they are mixing it up. They're doing things a little bit different than they have in the past. And so these are the dates. You can always go to that website as well, especially after you register, to learn those dates that are coming up within the next 7 days, especially for the WBEs and first-time WBEs attending the conference. So we want to make sure that you have this information because there will not be an orientation on site. So keep that in mind as well. So hopefully that encourages you to go ahead and sign up now also. We are looking forward to you all enjoying this process. So those of you who are exhibiting, you're not just going to exhibit one day, you're going to exhibit for 3 days at the conference. So those are the things to think about. That's going to be a little bit different than the conferences you have attended in the past. And if this is your first time attending the conference, guess what? Those who've been in the past, we all are going to be experiencing this new layout, this new format that WBEs is going to be presenting. So we're looking forward to it being a success for us. So keep in mind, we bring you weekly information in our e-blast that we have. And of course, on a monthly basis, we provide you with a newsletter of information that you can use in order to grow your business, grow relationships. So keep that in mind as well. And again, please follow us on our social media. We encourage you to do that. We're trying to make sure that you're engaged and that we're providing the information that you need as well. And let us know if there's something that we need to add to that. So until next time, we want to encourage you to have a wonderful and successful week. Stay healthy, stay safe, and most important, ladies, stay strong. Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone.